Did you just witness Post Malone reincarnated into a Pokemon trainer? And now they're bringing in Katy Perry and J Balvin? A lot of high-profile celebrities flocking to the Pokemon scene, huh? Well, of course, it being the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, and Logan Paul will be broadcasting his grand opening for the first edition booster box in just less than an hour. We got a lot of action and a lot of heat to talk about in this video, so let's get right into it. Well, unless you've been living under a rock, you'll understand that Pokemon is a pretty hot commodity right now. A lot of affluent people have been pouring money into first edition booster boxes, not just Logan Paul, but also Logic the rapper and Chris from Dumb Money. So, what does this mean for the collectibles movement? What does the 25th anniversary of Pokemon mean for the TCG collectibles space? Is this a bullish indicator? Well, my friends, it definitely is. Now, for obvious reasons, you open up the market, a lot more money is sloshing around the market, and a lot of people are following the market trends. So, yeah, definitely is an indicator for the TCG collectible space overall. But what does it mean for Magic the Gathering? As you can see, I have 7th edition right behind me, but joining those two, I also have Digimon and Yugioh. So what does it mean for Magic the Gathering first off? Well, call it a viral trend. Pokemon is definitely catching a lot of attention from a lot of high-end people where money sort of comes naturally to them. And of course, money follows where money stays and goes. And where is it going right now and where is it staying? Well, Pokemon. So with that being said, does the money come to Magic the Gathering? Well, believe it or not, a lot of the people who have been spending money over the past decade on Magic are actually just normal income earning citizens of planet Earth. They are not high-end celebrities. There is no celebrity to sort of push the product of Magic, especially the vintage sets. That's because Magic is a tried and true proven market and has always been, whereas Pokemon was more of a flash in the pan and found itself blooming amidst a lot of different hysteria, let's say. So with Pokemon, it's a little different. So they got lucky with Logan Paul sort of maneuvering the ship. Of course, there were a lot of YouTube celebrities sort of highlighting and showcasing booster box openings, and definitely struck the nostalgic nerve with a lot of the player base out there. Well, with Magic, it's always been like that. There was no YouTube to sort of show Magic the Gathering. It was more of ESPN and Wizards of the Coast broadcasting Pro Tour tournaments and Grand Prix and all that jazz. So that was where YouTube wasn't. So with that being said, how do we get the affluent investors into Magic the Gathering? Well, you kind of need for it to go viral. Of course, you can get a celebrity to do so, or how the world's changed, which is the billion-dollar industry of esports and gaming. Well, with the advent of MTG Arena, Magic has seen a lot more people lured into the game, and because of which they understand that Magic has a history that not a lot of people discuss or disclose, where it's not proven knowledge. So once they start exploring, one thing leads to another. That's how you build on the existing market for Magic the Gathering. So that's one thing to discuss. The other thing, in which I will segue into Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Briefly on, is that with the advent of the Pokemon bloom, a lot of people have discovered the appreciation value of TCG collectibles. Namely, the first edition booster box that Logan Paul originally purchased was only $200,000. Now he had to pay a pretty penny of $375 per box. So as you can see, time value of money in the collectible space is keen for a lot of high-end investors. Now, they may not know much about Pokemon, they may not know much about Magic, they may not know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon, the series. All they care about is there a track record that's recorded, and can they have their money in a safe and secure market where there's actual demand for the product. Because if you buy into it and hold it for 10 years and no one wants it anymore, well, it could still be worth the value. However, by natural attrition, it will depreciate instead of appreciate, and that's where some people have concerns. But with this happening, it's not just a flash in the pan viral trend, because Magic is sort of the backbone when it comes to TCG collectibles investing. Who's next? Well, that's why I have Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Simply put, nostalgia is that KPI that I've been sort of mentioning in my single card market video that sort of has some sort of wild card factor associated with it. So with that being said, perhaps anything that's sort of nostalgic to the Gen Y community has potential for appreciation over the long term. The brilliance in Pokemon is because of its critically acclaimed video games on the Game Boy, in conjunction with the TV series, brought a lot of mass appeal, which flooded the collectible card game when it debuted. So because of which, Pokemon has always had an inherent nostalgic root with its demographic. Go on to Digimon, for instance. You just had the TV series. There was no fundamental game that actually caught traction outside of the PS1 games. Now, the PlayStation 1 wasn't exactly kid-friendly. The Game Boy, much more kid-friendly because of the Nintendo backing. So, Digimon sort of falls behind in comparison to Pokemon, for that matter. And of course, left the card game in shambles because no one really adopted the collectible card game because just the overall demographic wasn't there. And where do you put Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, it's ahead of Digimon for sure because of its TV series. A lot of kids back in the day were actually hooked on the TV series and transitioned into the game that the TV series was based off of. Not only that, the game mechanics and the fundamentals of playing the game were actually catchy. So this sort of pushes the TCG ahead of Digimon. Digimon didn't have tournaments for its card games. Yu-Gi-Oh! Did. And to this day, it's still being published and released and still bought in masses. You even have Moist Critical, or Charlie, or Charles White, if you will, pushing the product. So you definitely have a celebrity or a YouTube celebrity with a buttload of money pushing the product. So you have individual markets that will sort of switch over if things continue the way they are, because people are going to be finding the next best thing. That's usually how the social arb investor works. So I won't take any more of your time. Enjoy the Logan Paul booster box break. I will be watching as well. Let's see what Twitter has to say, and let's see if anyone shouts out anything that could potentially leak into Magic the Gathering. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy your evening. I hope you have a good night. And be sure to comment down below, who do you think is going to hit that Charizard? And like and subscribe so you can see more Jaymorz Collectibles.